One of my favorite props in Star Trek is the phaser, and today I want to share with you my Type 2 Boomerang Phaser from Voyager and Deep Space Nine. One thing that this lockdown quarantine has really afforded me has been the opportunity to go back and finish props and kits and such that I've had for a while that I just haven't got to, and today I wanted to show you that. The Type 2 phaser seen in Voyager and Deep Space Nine was a natural evolution, starting of course with TNG, which brought back and did something completely different with the phaser, from taking it from a pistol looking weapon to being something more stylistic, something a little bit more futuristic, and that was with their first version of the phaser called the Dust Buster, affectionately. And as you can see here, it has a very, I don't know, like a handle with a wider and it functioned just fine for a couple seasons, but then they decided to change it to what, as far as I can tell, that most people call it the Cobra version. Now this version is the one that I mostly think of when I think of the phasers, and I really enjoyed it. I had the toys, I made versions of it. It was a great looking device. A natural evolution, went a little bit smaller. Now, unlike the original series phaser, the Type 1 and Type 2 didn't connect together, and they were both still used, but this was a great push forward. The next one after that was the Boomerang Phaser, which showed up, I think, in Voyager Season 2, Deep Space Nine Season 3, or something like that, and it just naturally moved forward. It smoothed out the edges, it made it a little more compact, and it curved it to be a little bit more pistol-like. And I really liked it. Now after that was the Dolphin Phaser. I'm not a big fan of it. So when I was looking at one that I want to do for myself, and obviously I've been working towards doing a couple of versions of Deep Space Nine or Voyager outfits and control panels and everything that you'll see eventually, I wanted to stick with that one. And so I really wanted to go with the Boomerang, and I was able to get a kit from Stapleton Productions, and that is something I definitely suggest, and I will put a link in the description to his Facebook page, that you should definitely check it out. It's a nice, easy kit. You can add electronics if you want, and if you do, you can get them from GM Props, if you can still get them. Both of these things I've had for years. And one thing I did too is I got the Marblehead metallic paint that was highly recommended by all the Trek prop makers, and I had some again for years. So I've been kind of sitting on this. First thing I did is I sanded it all down, made it all nice, and then I did a nice gloss black coat on everything. And the reason I did gloss black first is it really helps the silver base for it. Plus, it's less to mask off. When I masked though, rather than using masking tape, I used liquid mask, and I had some pretty good experience with it. It really helped, you know, protect that area. It's not as perfect as I wish it was, but really for what I did, I'm really pleased with it. After that was just painting the nozzle black, which turned out great as well, and put the decal on it, and then I painted the rest silver. Now the electronic part was the part that really drove me nuts. I don't have a lot of pictures for that here, but it took a lot of effort to try and get it to be right. I'm still not happy with how my buttons are seated, so I've got some more buttons coming in to redo it. But after that, you add the rubber grip and you have your phaser. Now, like I said, the buttons I'm going to kind of redo, because you'll see here while I'm showing it off, it's the right-handed button does take a little bit of work. Now, the one thing I did do differently from Stapleton's existing kit is when they did First Contact, they used this phaser in the film, but they changed this button to red. I didn't like that. I wanted the silver button, so I just painted it silver. It's not a perfect job, but it does get it done and looks more like the show versions as opposed to the film versions. So just to get right into it, it's really simple how it works. The left button makes the settings go up to the 3 different settings of green, yellow, and red, which gives a slightly different effect. And then of course the trigger button, which lets you fire. The one thing that's kind of frustrating as a prop, somebody likes to play the props, is that this back bottom plate does muffle the sound quite a bit, so I'm debating whether to put some holes in it in order to get the sound, because that's quite a bit of difference. But overall, getting all the electronics in there, putting it all together, it was a day's job. It really, I took 2 days to do it just because I want to make sure everything was nice and dry, and I did put a clear coat on it after. I still have to make a holster for it, which will be a video up and coming for sure. But overall, I highly recommend it. Highly recommend getting this kit regardless whether you can get the electronics or not. Just, it has that nice feel. And overall, look, I'm really pleased with this. So hopefully you guys see this too. And again, a great day project for those of you who like Star Trek, and it goes really well with all the other equipment I have. So if you guys have any comments or questions, ask me down below. What's your favorite phaser? Do you have a favorite phaser from the entire history? Do you like the original series? Do you like Discoveries better? Let me know down in the comments below. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for liking and subscribing. But as always, thanks for watching.